Hello, everybody, and welcome to In Three Nerds We Trust. This is the podcast where we have a topic that we come back to. I am one of your nerds, Jennifer Higgins, and this is
Tina Jan.
And so we are two nerds, and you are our third nerd. Occasionally, we'll have somebody else come on and speak, and they will be the third nerd, but we are In Three Nerds We Trust. So thank you for coming today. We've been trying to kind of tell you how we do things. Our topic today is consumerism. And Tina and I tend to go down some pretty wacky rabbit holes, and we do all this research and we refuse to talk to each other about it until we can bring it up for you live when we come back for the podcast. So this is the first time we've been passing all the information. And one of the fun things is we do a topic like a month before, and then we all kind of figure it out differently. So our topic today is consumerism. So Tina, what did you think the topic was supposed to be about?
I thought the topic was how to be a bad consumer. And I kind of thought about it from the corporate shopping side of things, of what they would think a bad consumer is. So I went down that side of it.
What is a bad consumer? Is that somebody who never buys again?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
They
So
exist?
so this is where I'm thinking a bad consumer would be. Can I plop my
Yeah,
ideas
no,
out there?
do your stuff.
Okay. So a bad consumer, I think, for a company would be someone who buys rarely, not a lot of frequency. They keep their goods for a really long time. No like upgrades. They pick styles that are classic and timeless, so they never have to buy again. They don't have any brand loyalty. They just pick whatever works. Like, okay, I like this cup. I'm going to get this cup. Or whatever. Any leggings work for me. Kind of like that.
Okay.
They don't respond to impulse buys. They don't subscribe to your newsletter. They don't respond to like marketing triggers or any scarcity language that you're like putting out there as a company. Maybe they're not even buying. Maybe they share items or rent items and so never fully purchase them.
Okay.
They buy cash, they don't finance anything. And so it's like that one and done. They don't do anything beyond that. So you don't make any, like, I don't know, let's say like a car or something. They don't finance that car.
It's
They
cash
purchase
and
it
done.
cash. Yeah, cash
Okay.
and done. They have a minimalist wardrobe or a minimalist lifestyle.
That
They
tracks.
keep the same phone for like 6 years and don't upgrade. Um, and they're just like a lifetime user. So they don't have a lot of, yeah, they're very efficient person that doesn't get spendy.
And knowing you, would you say you're a bad consumer or a good consumer?
I would say I'm a mix because sometimes I will get enticed by the trendy and, I like to have multiples of something that I like. But at the same time, I'm not really brand loyal. I kind of have a minimalist outfit. I have like the same things that I wear all the time. It's like a uniform. Sometimes I will jazz it up a little bit, but honestly, like it's the same. Like I don't, yeah, black on black, everything. And I've had my phone for a long time.
Have you had it for 6 years?
No, I've not had it for 6 years.
I was going to say, I think you're too techy to really go as non-consumer based as we're
Right.
discussing here.
I would say maybe like 3 years.
I would love to be a bad consumer, and I am probably like the top of everybody's list for being a good consumer. And
Great
that's why I
consumer.
thought we were talking about consumerism, is to kind of showcase to us like what we may be doing on an impulse that is not helping us in the long run.
Mm-mm-mm.
I know that I there's a thing about being an adult and being able to buy something that's like $300 without it like really having to be a big decision that I think gives like that dopamine hit. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm trying to change. Let's put it that way. Because it doesn't do anything for me. And I'd rather use that money for a trip or an experience or, so many different things that are out there.
I think
That
that's a great way to use your funds for an experience. I think that's awesome because that's how I would love to use my money as well.
right? It's just things. We just get and then so I mean, you can't see a lot behind me right now, but I have a plethora of plants which make me happy. So I probably won't change that. But like I just have tchotchkes. I got a lot of stuff. And I would love to be a minimalist. I would absolutely love
Me too.
if I was able to live that way. I just don't think it's quite me.
I have a craft hoard. I love crafting. That is where
And
my
I
stuff.
think we're the norm. We're not the exception. Like what was there anything in your research that you saw that said like what percentage of people are bad consumers or minimalist?
No, the reason I kind of wanted to explore this topic is because I saw like hashtag overconsumption being like a
Mm,
bad word, and a lot of like online, Instagram, whatever, they're just using that term over and over again. And I'm like, well, obviously, overconsumption, that's been like, that is the whole purpose of it. Like
right.
that's why there's so many ads and stuff online. Like of course they're trying to have you become an overconsumer, but I was just like, "Huh, what is this all about?"
That is okay. So let me get into what I researched, which is the
Okay.
science of consumerism. So, the science of consumerism is basically how the biological and psychological and economic factors drive us to purchase. At its core, consumerism leverages human emotions and cognitive biases to create want where there is no need. And so they have the dopamine loop. So making that purchase triggers a release of dopamine in our brain's reward center, providing a short-lived buyer's high. And I know I totally get this
I get
because I
it.
get so excited. I'm like, I've been looking at it
Yes.
for a week and I want it. And then honestly, sometimes it comes and it sits in its box for a week at my
Yeah,
house before I even open it. And I'm like,
I totally
did
get that.
I did not need that.
Mhm.
If I don't want to rip open that box right away, what is going on?
Yes.
So then we have the cognitive biases, though the marketers use anchoring. They set an initial high price and then like, but wait, there's more, the price is better. Um, and then scarcity, like you're talking about, the limited time offers, the takeaways, last time ever. Um, Actually, I think one of the big scams that I've noticed is when you see online, like, my business is going out of business and I have all of these things to sell. And then yeah, I saw it too many times. There was just no way that all of these businesses were doing that. I think it was legitimately their marketing way
Wow.
of trying to sell.
That's like the ones that you see on businesses in real life, like closing sale or
Yeah.
going out of business, but now it's online.
Yes.
Got it.
And I can't say that I've ever gone back to the website to double check to see if they've actually gone out, but I truly think it's a ploy. And I think that
Mhm.
there's some human psychological need to be like, oh, but it's going out of business and I can kind of help them by
Mhm.
buying as well as get it before it's gone. So interesting way of doing that scam, but still really scammy. So what they're trying to do is just bypass your rational thinking. Um, Also, our brains are pre-programmed for scarcity. So it leads us to over acquire resources when it's hyper abundant. Um, So that's one of the reasons why we do buy and buy in multiples.
Yes, that is my one fear. When I like something and I'm like, no, I have to get more of this thing because what if I don't have it anymore? But the truth of the matter is, they're just going to have another thing. I could have just gotten it at a later point, you know? So,
I know. And I think that we all do it. If I have a dress style that I like, I get it in multiple colors. I
yes,
have multiple cardigans that are exactly the same, but in different colors, and maybe two that are exactly the same in black.
I get
Yes.
multiple, but they're all in black.
So you double down, double down.
Yes. Yes.
So they also went into the sociology and identity about how consumerism is a powerful ideology that frames how we view ourselves and our social status. Um, some people do conspicuous consumption. So they buy expensive items just to display their wealth or their social status. Some people, like you were saying earlier, they're brand loyal. So commodity self. We build our identities through the brands we consume, identifying as like a Mac person or a Pepsi or Coke drinker. You're never both. You can only be one or the other. And then there's social proof. 92% of consumers trust peer recommendations over advertising. So we truly have a deep-seated need for social validation by buying these things that we see on TikTok or Instagram and thinking like, oh, well, they like it and I like them, so now I have to have it.
Mm-mm-mm.
So interesting how your identity at its core can be seen in consumerism.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, economically. So consumers consumer spending for Western economies makes up the majority of the gross domestic product. Just what we purchase
Wow.
is a massive percentage of our GDP. There's the Keynesian view, which is an economic theory suggesting that it encourages people to spend rather than save because it's essential for maintaining employment and preventing recessions.
Hmm.
So I can see a little bit of that in our consumerism today because we've seen recessions and we've also, a lot of the people, our older generations, have gone through it. And so knowing that they give stimuluses in the form of money in order for you to go out and spend money in order to maybe save somebody's job, it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then a lot of companies use planned obsolescence. So, in order for you to purchase from them multiple times, they don't make them so they last forever. They make them so the battery runs out sooner than it should, so that you buy a new one instead of replacing the battery.
That makes perfect
Um,
sense.
or they change the plug that you use. So now all of the other plugs that you bought for previous versions, yeah, I'm talking Apple right here. You can't use those anymore because now it's the new plug. It's the lightning plug. Oh wait, now it's the USB blah 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 that you have
Mm-hmm.
to use. It's
And then you got to get all the accessories that go with it that no longer fit, right? Because they just
yep.
kind of changed the size a little bit. So you can't reuse anything from before.
Or check out the plug so that you can't use those headphones you used to use because there's no headphones plug.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a way to force us to come back to them and to purchase more. Um, while consumerism does fuel the economy, it does have significant negative externalities. So there's the psychological toll. There's the need, that hyper consumerism, for you to keep up with the Joneses, for you to have everything else that everybody else has, or like that new bag that just came out and your friend has it or somebody with high social appeal has it.
Yes, I can
Yes.
see that.
Yeah. I don't like it. And I don't think that that's why I consume at all.
Yeah.
I could care less what other people have.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think it is the dopamine. Um, Unfortunately, too, environmentally, there's environmental degradation. So excessive consumption leads to resource depletion, pollution, and massive amounts of waste, which contributes to climate change. I know they talked about how many T-shirts that are donated back to, you know, different thrift stores that actually make it to other countries. I can't remember which country it was, but there was one that like the ship went down offshore and there was just little piles of these t-shirts that were donated to people in need that didn't get there, and it was just such a environmental issue and a hindrance than being a help.
Wow.
So, and we have a ridiculous amount of textiles that are produced at ridiculously low prices. And so people are able to purchase more. And in those cases, like me personally, I would like something that was a well-made item that I could have for
Mm-hmm.
decades. I would prefer that. But if things are super cheap, I've bought multiple things that I've never worn because I didn't like them,
Yeah.
but they were cheap. And so I felt okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's definitely something that I'm personally working on. So one of the alternatives is the circular alternative. So where you basically focus on reusing and repurposing materials rather than a take, make, waste linear model. So that would be kind of like you were talking about with, exchanging things with other people. I know that there's parties where you actually just bring stuff to swap, and
Yes.
then you take something and they take something, and it's so beneficial for everybody because they get something new and they're excited,
Yeah.
but they didn't have to purchase anything.
They still get that dopamine hit from the new item.
Yep, still get the dopamine hit without the pocket hit. Yeah, the wallet hit,
Sure. That
the
works.
negative connotation.
Yes.
So if you're going to fight consumerism, which is kind of what I'm trying to do, um, they said that you could do like a mindset shift. You can embrace contentment, just practice gratitude for what you already have, and reduce the urge for more. Contentment is often described as a radical choice in society, and because society profits from your dissatisfaction because they
Yes.
want you to purchase more. Um, they also say that maybe you can distinguish between your wants versus your needs. Adjust your language to yourself from I need to I want when considering a purchase. So just kind of tells you and changes your mind to shift and break that psychological cycle of necessity created by
Mm-hmm.
marketing. You don't need it. You
I
want.
think it's great self-awareness to know like what you need and what you want. And then, yes, I think that's understanding yourself better.
Oh, absolutely. And I think too that that may have stopped me from purchasing a few things this last year. And I think would have left me in a much better, just financially, or going on another trip, or, it's just being aware of what you're doing in the first place to try to make any
Mm-hmm.
changes. Um, and then so contentment, also practice mindfulness, just be aware of the emotional triggers like boredom, stress, or sadness that tend to drive impulse buys. Um, they also said that you can actually control your environment in a few ways to kind of stop yourself. You can wait before buying. So you can implement a mandatory waiting period, like 48 hours, or even they said as much as 30 days for non-essential items. So you can
Mm-hmm.
truly see if it's just a dopamine hit and you don't care in 48 hours about it, that was just a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Like you don't care. You don't need this at all.
Yeah.
You just thought you did.
I've read somewhere that you're more susceptible to impulse purchases like late at night when your brain is kind of tired. And so like I had made a shift to stop looking at like online purchasey type things at night. And that
That's
really
so
did help.
smart.
It really helped.
I mean, and that's self-awareness too, right?
I think
I
so.
have stopped, like, I'll want something and I'll look at it and then I'll make myself go away. And then I'll want it again and then I'll look at it and I make myself go away. So if I come back to it a third time, then I'm like, okay, this is actually something I want, but I
Yes,
think I might need to go longer because I'm
that
still
makes
making
sense.
some, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they said block advertising. You can use ad blockers, unsubscribe from brand emails, which I've been doing a lot of unsubscribing
Me
recently
too.
because majority of them, I mean, as soon as you like it, right? The very first touch
Yes.
is put in your email and then put in
Yes.
your phone number and you'll get a percentage off and it's gonna be so amazing.
Yes.
But then they're advertising you to for the rest of your life and it's so much crap in your email inbox that yeah.
I've been doing a lot of unsubscribing too.
Yes. So many texts, so many emails. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
They also said that if you remove your easy payments, so delete your saved credit cards, which I don't know if I'll go that far. Um, just to add a step of friction to make it
Hmm.
stop yourself if I have to go walk to the other room and get my card and put it in physically, that may actually change my mind.
Yeah. You're like, do I really want to go over there?
Which
No.
obviously, if you're not willing to, you don't need it.
Right.
If I'm
Yes.
not willing to walk outside the room
Yes.
to get my card, it's obviously not something I really, really wanted. They also talked about like alternative consumption models. So there are actually groups called Buy Nothing groups,
Ooh,
and they advertise all their stuff and trade online. And you never pay for anything. It's all just trades and swaps, and you can do all sorts of crazy things,
that's cool.
which maybe someday. I mean, I wouldn't mind to find that
Is
way.
that like the one where they take it, they start with a paper clip and then they trade, trade, trade until they get
So they
something
get a
like really
house.
big? Yeah. Is that?
I think it's similar to that. But yeah, it's showing how through a bartering movement, you
Mm.
may not need money as much as what you think.
Mm-hmm.
That there's alternate options. They also, say you could repair things and reuse things, and it's okay. Like learning basic skills like sewing or home repair can
Yes.
help extend the life of items so that you're not continuously purchasing new things.
Yes.
And then this one I really like, and I've actually started to do. So choose secondhand first. Default to thrift stores. I remember being in college. I loved going to a thrift store.
Me too.
And my sister still does. She's phenomenal about it.
Wow.
And I could and I should make that my first stop because they typically are raising money for good things.
Hmm.
And there are some good quality stuff you can find. Yeah, you have to sift, but I think that also gives you a little bit of that dopamine hit, right? Because then when
Hmm.
you find the thing that is super nice that you're like, hey, this is actually a good deal. And like I worked for it,
Yeah.
then it feels like so much of a better win.
The hunt to
The
find the
hunt.
perfect whatever.
Well, and even I've used ThreadUp. So if you have a designer that you like, or if you have a certain like the dress that I have in multiple colors, I went recently to ThreadUp, looked up that exact dress style,
Hmm.
and found other colors in my size that were so much less. And then you're buying from other people who are selling who are also trying to declutter. So to me, that seems like a win-win.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of an extra thing about because I was just curious, like Amazon has really had to have led to this consumerism. Like doubled down, made it so easy that people will buy things late at night
Yes.
and then the next day go like, what did I order? Why did I need this? What did late night Jen know about today that this morning Jen doesn't?
Yes. Absolutely.
Then basically they just said They created an insatiable demand for speed. They did that shift in discovery. Like, you don't have to go to multiple places. You don't have to go straight to the people who are making it. You can actually go straight to Amazon and then get it super quickly. They shifted convenience driven loyalty, being, one click ordering, voice activated purchasing, the things
Yes.
that you could order month over month because you know that you need to order them, convenience.
Yes. Amazon
And
has totally changed the way that I purchase
everything.
things. And now, like anything longer than 2, 3 day shipping, I'm like, it's so long.
I can't wait that long,
I know. I'm like, I need it now.
right? And they've made price sensitivity, like they can competitively price things, which is effectively price you out of going to a store, because if you can get it cheaper and easier, then you're gonna do it.
Yeah. Although I think sometimes on Amazon, the prices are actually more inflated than just going to the store. I've seen the same items like at Costco versus Amazon, and Costco is actually much, much cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get it online. I'm going to go to Costco.
Right? Well, and that's why I love Costco. I mean, and they can kind of do the same thing as Amazon because they're
Hmm.
buying in bulk for all across the United States. And I don't know, are they in Canada
I'm not sure.
or
I feel
Mexico?
like they're all over.
Maybe we could research that. We'd
Yeah.
have a Costco. I love Costco.
Yes.
But I just thought, it's very interesting how easy Amazon's made it to be a good consumer.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and maybe the changes I'll be making to stop buying those little things that I really don't need.
It's really hard. I get it.
But I mean, I don't need more stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my mom asked me what I want for my birthday, or Ryan asked me what I want, and I'm like, I don't need more stuff.
Yeah. I agree. I'm in a place where I'm like, I really don't need more stuff because a lot of other things going on. I'm like, I don't need that.
Right? And it's kind of freeing. Like, yeah, it's been very interesting to kind of explore.
Do you think it's because we've gotten to an age where we've bought all the things? We've already been there, done that, got like a full wardrobe and more of anything we could possibly need. And we aren't really looking for that at this point in our lives. I don't know what it would be like for a younger version of me that doesn't have all the things and hasn't purchased all the things yet. So I don't know if this is just us preaching to each other because of like, where we are,
Where we're at. Yeah.
or or are younger people also avoiding overconsumption? Like recently I had read that the younger generations are purchasing a lot of sardines because they are high protein, good food, good oils, and they're even showcasing sardines at like, Anthropology or whatever fancier stores as part of like a whole like lifestyle. I went to Anthropology like 2 weekends ago, and they had like cute little ceramic, what looked like little sardine like tray, enough to fit 3 sardines in there, and it was like decorated inside with sardines, and I'm like, they are catering to that.
I think
So,
that's a little bit, yeah. I mean, I see
so
sardines everywhere. I got sardines from Costco that's in my thing right now because
yes.
they're
So it
so much
seems
better for
like
you.
the younger generation, because things are so expensive, they are avoiding overconsumption because it's so expensive.
Right.
So maybe that is what is keeping them from being a good consumer.
Well, and I think too, so we both own our homes. So we're not trying to save up the down payment for a home.
Yes.
We have an expendable income to be able to buy what we want. We can go where we want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I think it's a change of desire from being in college and not being able to afford everything and to need to save a lot more before you bought anything.
Mhm.
Um, we may be preaching to each other. I don't think so. I think that there is a large amount of people who don't want to be as driven or as marketed to, or make some smarter decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
um I think it's a super interesting topic, obviously, as I can talk probably for hours more about it because
I think it goes into, I feel like Americans, we have a very independent, like, no one's going to tell me what to do kind of
yeah,
personality. And so a part of that is like corporations are not going to tell me what to buy. That maybe is part of it too. Or like, I don't want to be led or just, led to purchases. I want to make these purchases because I want them, like I need them, I've made that choice either through loyalty to a brand that espouses the morals and values that you have. I think that is important. I feel like with making choices with your purse is maybe where it's at for this year and the future.
yeah, if what you purchase can help the things that you feel passionate about, heck yeah. Would
Mhm.
I in a second buy things from something that benefited animals? Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there are things that I think that if a company shows a certain thing or how they give back or how they help our communities and they help people,
Yeah.
then yeah. But I think the majority, because America is the way that it is, it's all about the company making money typically.
Mhm.
I do think there's new businesses that are coming out that may help, but yeah, I think for me especially, I can say I don't appreciate being marketed to. I don't appreciate scrolling on TikTok and having somebody trying to sell me something every fourth video.
Yeah.
Like, show me fun content. Dance, sure, but don't try to sell me anything.
um I was on a group for like junk journaling, and there was like a lot of drama on there because some people were purchasing items that were cheap from places like Timu or whatever. And there was a lot of drama on there from people who were saying, like, oh, well, you can't be on here if you're purchasing stickers from Timu. And I feel like, you know, if you don't have the money, I understand because you're making choices that benefit you. I don't want to spend a lot of money on designer stickers because I have to spend money for food or for my family or
Right,
whatever. And but also once you get to a point where you have, expendable money where you can make those choices, then you can say, I want to buy stickers that support a mom and pop like sticker making company or something like that. So I understand when people are making choices on just like money prices, and also I understand it from the other side of it where you can use your purse strings, and hopefully people are at, you know hopefully people are trending in that direction. Right
right,
now I can only spend $2 on stickers, and so therefore I have to buy it on Timu. But eventually they have in their spirit, like later on I would like to spend my sticker money on like community stickers or something, like real artists. Yes.
real artists, real handmade items,
Yes.
real, yeah, yeah. And that, oh, let me show you this. So when I was in Florida for Christmas, like we went to a store that had, I can't read that.
Coffee makes me some less murdery.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me show you mine. Hold on. I
I came for the snacks. Hello, I came for the snack.
yes.
When are you gonna wear that?
I don't know. Anywhere I go to a new like club thing where people ask me for my name. But yes.
But I
I love.
love, yeah, I am trying to do things where I buy from the actual artist, one of a
Yes.
kind creation, and you know, do that as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to do that as well.
If we were billionaires, it'd be so easy.
Oh, well, just waiting for my lottery win.
You got to buy a ticket in order to win.
Yes. Haven't done it yet, but we'll be on it.
Well, that is what I found on consumerism. I think we've had a really good discussion about it.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
realize it was so like reaching in so many different directions, and the
all the
science behind
layers,
it was really cool.
right?
Yeah.
That's anytime I can get my nerd science on, I'm all about that. Why we do things.
Yes. I'm interested in that.
Well, thank you for being our third nerd today and for sitting through. If you have any topics that you'd like us to do some fun nerd research on, then drop us a line. Um, we will ask you to subscribe, but we will not collect all your information. So please click, please like, please share. We would love to continue doing this. This is something that Tina and I both enjoy. We're on season 2, as we call it, and where we're already putting out, I think, more information than what we had before. So look forward to your comments and what else we do down the line.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
So signing off, it is Jennifer Higgins.
Tina Jan.
And we are 2 nerds, and you're our third.
And that brings us to the end of another exciting episode of In 3 Nerds We Trust. Thank you for listening and hanging out with us today. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, reach out to us at in3nerdswetrust@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, so don't hesitate to reach out. If you found some value in today's episode and want to stay connected, here are a few ways you can do that. Subscribe to In 3 Nerds We Trust on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Leave us a rating and review on any of the platforms. Your feedback helps us improve and reach a wider audience. Share this episode with friends, family, or anyone who might enjoy the thoughts and insights we shared today. We'll have a new episode every other week, so please stay tuned for more interesting topics. Thanks again for your support, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube as well. Bye!